Hello, everyone, and welcome to our first WIC cooking demonstration of the year and in our new kitchen at Dove Springs. So my name is Claire. I'm going to be the chef and the nutritionist for today's cooking demonstration. Today we'll be making sunshine broccoli, which is a really tasty way to get in some yummy vegetables and add in some vitamin C with the oranges. And it's just a really tasty and simple recipe. So first off, I'm just going to start off by heating up my pan to about a medium-high heat, and then I'll walk you through all of the ingredients and the rest of the components of the recipe. So I'm going to make sure that this is nice and hot, and I'll heat up my oil while I'm talking to y'all, okay? So today's recipe will be using mostly all WIC approved ingredients, which is really awesome. So the things that we'll be adding flavor to our recipe today will be garlic, which you can buy with your fruit and vegetable dollars as a WIC participant. And then also some fresh ginger. So if you've never cooked with ginger before, this is what it looks like. It's a root. And so it has all these funky shapes and it smells really good. You can smell the spiciness from the ginger just without the skin off even. So what you have to do to prepare ginger when you're cooking with it is to remove the skin. So I have a smaller piece of ginger here that I'm going to be demonstrating how to do that. You can use a vegetable peeler, or you can even just use a spoon that you have at home. So I already started. You can tell that part of it doesn't have any of the skin on it. So I'm just going to take a little bit more of the skin off with the edge of this spoon so I can show you how that works. And then we'll just chop it up so that we can add it into the stir fry. So today's recipe is really packed full of a lot of different nutrients, and it's a great way to get your kiddos involved in the kitchen as well, because there are orange segments in it. So if you would like to get some extra help in the kitchen, you can always ask your kiddos to help you with peeling the oranges, or just to watch you as you're cooking so that they're more interested in the recipe. And that will make it so that they're more likely to try it as well. So that's what we recommend often. And then also giving fruits and vegetables fun names can also really help with your child's likelihood to try a new recipe. So we can call this little trees with orange smiles or something like that, whatever you know your kiddos like. But the broccoli can be the little trees, and then the orange segments can be little smiles and sunshine. So that's something that we're all needing in the winter time, just something happy and bright and tasty. So I have some of that peeled off. If you could have seen with the spoon, it just peels off really easily with the back of the spoon right here. It's hard for me to do it not on the cutting board, but you get what I'm saying. And then you'll get just a little bit of it. For this recipe, you need a tablespoon of ginger. So that's going to be about this much, about like a thumb-sized piece. And I'm just going to make sure I don't have any of the skin on my cutting board, because that won't taste good in the recipe. We don't want any of the skin on there because it won't cook as nicely. And we don't want the skin. So I'm just making sure there's no remaining skin on the ginger root, and then I'm going to chop it up. Because the first thing in this recipe is going to be sauteing the aromatics, which aromatics are just those tasty things that bring your recipes a lot of flavor. So for this recipe, the aromatics are ginger and garlic. So it looks like my oil is getting all heated up, which is great. And then as soon as I'm finished with chopping up the garlic and the ginger, we'll be able to add these aromatics to the hot oil, and that will make our whole kitchen smell delicious. And it just really helps activate those things in ginger and garlic that makes the recipe taste really good. So I'm just going back over the ginger just to make sure it's chopped up really nice and fine, because ginger is packed with flavor. So you just want all of the pieces to be really, really small so that it gets evenly distributed throughout the whole recipe. and it smells so good. You can also use ginger. So if you buy some ginger for this recipe, you can use it to make hot tea with lemon. You can boil ginger with some lemon juice, and that can help if you have a sore throat or something like that. There's a lot of different ways that you can use ginger in sweet and savory recipes. So we just wanted to show you a savory recipe that you can use it for. But if you have some at home, you can also add it to your smoothies. That's a really nice way to eat ginger. There's lots of things that you can do with it. But a lot of Asian recipes have ginger in it. So that's why we're showing you this recipe. And it smells so good. It smells kind of spicy and I can't really describe it. I don't know, but it just is really nice and adds a lot of brightness and flavor to the recipe. And I say spicy, it's not spicy in a way that your kiddos wouldn't like. It just adds a little bit of extra flavor. Okay, so I'm just making sure the ginger is really nice and fine, and then I'll add it into the hot oil. And then I'm going to chop up the garlic and add that in too. And so all we're doing for the first portion of the recipe is just heating up these aromatics to make sure that the flavor gets added to the oil and it will help distribute the flavor to the entire dish. And like I said, it'll make your kitchen smell really nice. So we're just keeping this at a medium to medium high heat. We don't want it to burn. So we're going to stir it and keep an eye on it. And then I'm going to chop up some garlic. And I'm sure most of y'all are really familiar with using garlic in recipes. Ginger is very similar in the way that just a really small amount of garlic can add a lot of flavor to a dish. And so that's why we like to recommend using these things in your recipes, because you can buy them with your WIC benefits and it really doesn't add any calories or fat or extra sodium or anything like that. And it's just a nice way to make a really flavorful dish and make your kids fall in love with fruits and veggies. So I'm just making sure this garlic is nice and chopped up. It smells so good. I love fresh garlic. And if you don't have any fresh garlic, you can also use some powdered garlic, or if you have some of that garlic that's already pre-chopped, that would be a good way to use it. My ginger's getting a little brown, so I'm just turning down the heat a little bit. Now I'm going to add in the garlic. Make sure that's all stirred in. I'm going to add just a little bit more oil. I had just done a tablespoon at first, but I think we just need a little bit more just so that all of the garlic and ginger has some oil to cook in. Okay. It smells so tasty. So this will be the flavorful component of our dish. And now I'm going to prepare the broccoli. So broccoli is such an amazing food. It has so many different nutrients and benefits for our health. So I'm going to just cut up 2 heads of broccoli just to make sure that we can add these little trees into our stir fry. And you can cut them as big or as small as you would like. I'm going to keep them all about the same size so that they cook evenly. And you can also add the stems in as well. I like to cook the garlic stems because they have a lot of nutrients as well. So if you didn't know, broccoli has a lot of vitamin C in it. So it's a great thing to eat in the wintertime when a lot of people are getting sick with the flu or viruses or anything like that. So it's a great way to support your immune system. And then it also helps when you're healing from any injuries or anything like that because it has a lot of vitamin K in it. And vitamin K helps our body to heal after we're injured or anything like that. And vitamin K also helps us have healthy bones, and it also helps make sure that our heart is really healthy too, which is all great things. So I'm chopping up this broccoli. I'm just going to toss it into the pan. And then as soon as I get this other head chopped up, I'll add water, and then I'm going to add the lid to the broccoli just to get a nice steam on it. And broccoli is really filling as a vegetable as well because it has a lot of fiber in it. So it's a great side dish just to really round out your meal to make sure that you have a lot of fiber and nutrients and veggies and just all the healthy stuff that you need to keep your family happy and healthy. All right. I'm almost finished chopping up this second head of broccoli, and I'll just go ahead and add it in to the pan. And then I'm also going to add a bit of water so that the broccoli steams. Okay. So I have a quarter cup of water that I'm just adding into the pan, and I'm going to put the lid on, and the water will help cook the broccoli. And I'm going to turn it down just a little bit because my garlic and ginger was getting a little bit brown. So I'm going to stir it up a little bit. Make sure it's all nice and incorporated. And then I'll put the lid back on so it can steam. So I'm just going to turn it up just a titch. And you can see it steaming right there. Okay. So now that we've got the tasty broccoli cooking in here, the end of the recipe will be us adding in some low sodium soy sauce into the recipe. I'm actually going to rinse my hands off real quick. I have broccoli all over my hands, but I'll be right back. And then another flavorful component of our dish is going to be the mandarin oranges. You can use any kind of oranges. We just picked up the mandarin oranges because they're small and easy to peel. But if you have other oranges at home, you can definitely use them. Right here, I have two oranges that I've already peeled and segmented just so that they have most of the skin off and they're just in their little segments like this. And I took the skin off just so that it cooks a little bit better and it's nice and tasty. But if you want to keep the skin on, if that's easier for you, you can do that as well. Um, and you'll just peel off the orange peel. I'll show you how to do all of this while the broccoli is cooking. But oranges are also a great source of vitamin C. So this recipe is really packed with vitamin C, which is a great vitamin just to boost your immune system, especially when it's flu season. You really want to make sure that your family is getting all of their necessary flu shots and all of those important things. But making sure that we eat healthy also helps support our immune system. So if you need to get a flu shot, I would definitely check out the Austin Public Health website, and there are lots of different options for getting your flu shot this year. So I have all of the little segments peeled, and now it doesn't have to be perfect. You're just going to peel off some of the skin. I like to pinch right at this part of the segment and just peel it back, and you get a decent amount of the skin off. And then your taste buds will immediately get the yummy part of the orange instead of the skin. So there, I'm just going to add that into the bowl there. But you would just go through and do that with all of the little segments, and you do it for 2 oranges. So that's what I have in here already. And that could be something that a little one could help you with in the kitchen. And when I have orange peels like this, I like to put them in my garbage disposal and run it with some hot water. And then it just makes your garbage disposal smell a little bit nice too. Okay. So we got the oranges. I'm going to check on how the broccoli's steaming, see if it needs any more time. What we like to do with this is we're just going to take a fork and we're gonna stab it and see if it is able to go through all the way. And it's not quite there yet. So I'm just gonna stir it up a little bit and let it keep cooking. What we're really looking for is a bright, vibrant green color that broccoli turns whenever it's like perfectly steamed. So I'll show you that whenever it's completely done. I think I'm gonna add just a little bit more water because all of the water has cooked off already. And the water will just help steam the broccoli, which is a great way to prepare broccoli to make sure that it keeps all of its awesome nutrients in there. So while this is going, let's see. We're going to add the soy sauce and the oranges last. But we can talk about what you could eat this with. So, the vitamin C in the broccoli and the oranges is a great way to help with iron absorption. So, if you or any of your family members are struggling to keep your iron levels high, we recommend eating any source of iron with a source of vitamin C. And that just really helps your body to absorb all of the nutrients to the full capacity. So, for example, if you are eating brown rice and some chicken or some beef alongside this recipe, you'd be able to absorb the iron from the meat and the brown rice just a little bit easier because your body has the vitamin C with it. And so, pairing this recipe with a whole grain, like a brown rice or brown rice noodles Hmm, or even quinoa, something like that. Anything that's a grain that your family likes to eat would be a great way to pair this recipe with something to add some carbohydrates and some healthy protein into the dish. And then also pairing it with a type of protein. So, if your family doesn't eat meat, you could definitely pair this with some stir fried tofu or even some edamame. And then if y'all do eat meat, you could pair it with shrimp or chicken or beef or really any meat that you like to eat in your stir fry dishes. We're just showing you this as a side dish, but you could really jazz it up and make it an entire meal pretty easily if you wanted to. You could also add brown rice and an egg into it and make some what's the word? Fried rice. So there's a lot of different things that you can do with this dish, which is why we're showing it to you. And I know that a lot of people have goals to eat more fruits and vegetables in the new year. So we're just trying to help you reach those goals here at the WIC program. Okay, so now I'm going to test out and see if my fork goes through the broccoli. Still not quite. It's still a little bit too hard for my liking. And everyone likes it a little bit softer or harder, so you can really do it however your family would like. But I like to check the bigger pieces, and I can't get my fork through the big pieces yet. So I'm just going to turn up the heat just a little bit just to speed up that steaming process. Mm, okay. Broccoli also has a lot of fiber in it, which is great for our digestive system. Fiber just really helps to keep things moving in your digestion. And then it also helps reduce bad cholesterol in your body. So, fiber is what kind of latches on to that cholesterol and just helps you get rid of it in your system. So, eating fiber rich foods is really important for having healthy digestion, also, just having healthy heart, just everything is benefited by increased fiber in your diet. And then the antioxidants in the fruits and vegetables that we're using today will also just help to keep your body as healthy as possible, especially during these winter months when we're all staying inside and maybe getting a little bit more sick than usual. But it's still smelling really delicious. And I think increasing the heat was just what I needed to do. And you can really see that the broccoli gets this really pretty vibrant green color whenever it's starting to be completely cooked. And then I don't want it to be completely done because I'm going to add in the oranges and the soy sauce to make sure that those are heated through as well. So you want everything heated through and well combined. So I'm just sprinkling the soy sauce and I'm going to stir it all up. And then those flavors can really meld together in the pan with the heat. And if you're just making this for some adults and you like spicy food, I think some crushed red bell pepper would be really good in this, or even like a little bit of hot sauce if you like things a little bit more spicy. But yeah, I'm just going to let this keep cooking for a little bit and then we'll be able to test it. And if you are watching this video as a form of your nutrition education for getting your benefits renewed, please just let your clinic know that you watched the YouTube video and they'll be able to count this as your nutrition education credit when you go to reload your benefits. And you can just let them know which recipe you watched. And this is the sunshine broccoli recipe. So if you're watching this and you need to go get your benefits renewed, we really recommend getting that done as soon as your last month comes up. So if you only have benefits through the end of January, we recommend coming in before February so that we can get February, March, and April added onto your WIC card. We just want to make sure that you don't miss out on any benefits from the WIC program. And coming soon, we will be having some more options on the WIC benefits. In April, you'll be able to get some canned fish for children and also for women that are on the program. Just not babies, of course. They aren't ready for fish yet. And then the whole grain options will increase starting in April. So you'll be able to get a bunch of different kinds of whole grains. And so in April, we'll be doing some recipe demonstrations for different ideas to use those whole grains. I think this is looking really good. I'm going to plate it up. We can try it. And my fork goes in and comes out nice and tender. So that's what you're looking for. And I'll just put it on the plate. This is just a really healthy and delicious side dish to add to any of your dinners or lunches throughout the week. Okay. So here is the completed product. It smells so good. It smells like you just walked into like Panda Express or something, but the healthy version. So let's go ahead and try this out. That's really good. It tastes really fresh, and you can taste the orange in it very nicely, the ginger, the garlic, the salt from the soy sauce. It's very delicious. I think that would be a great addition to any of your meals throughout the week. And we really appreciate you watching our YouTube channel. And if you have any questions about anything that we discussed today about nutrition or the WIC program or anything like that, please leave a comment down below and we'll get back to you as soon as we can. And if you have any questions for a WIC nutritionist or you need to get an appointment to get recertified, you can call us at 512-972-4942 and we'll be happy to help you get back onto the WIC program, get you redeeming those benefits, just to keep your family nice and healthy. So thank you so much for joining us. And we'll see you at 2 p.m. for our Spanish live cooking class. And then we'll have these classes monthly. Okay? But thank you so much. My name was Claire, and thank you for cooking with me. Bye.